Hello everyone and welcome to the stream. This is Otaku Showboat. Today is Sunday, June 7th, 2020. If you are watching the VODs on YouTube, don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and if you are so inclined, head on over to twitch.tv/OtakuShowboat to leave a follow to be notified when I go live Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays from 10 a.m. to approximately 1 p.m. US Eastern Time. You can do all of the social stuff through the links below the video, including supporting Pydew Mods development at patreon.com/Pyandon and myself at patreon.com/Otaku Showboat. Hello, welcome. Immortal is not late. Good. Hi. All that good stuff. So, first off, to mention, I have modified the format of the stream title going forward. I just like rearranged some elements of the stream title. Let's just say that this is purely from a like browsing experience perspective. I wanted to make sure that the Pi Alien Life part of it was brought up to the beginning of the title. Immortal saw no difference. Well, ideally, it's effectively no difference in the information that is provided in the title. It is just the order of the elements in the title has changed. I have moved the day further back in the stream title, what stream day it is. I have made sure that the Pi Alien Life part of it was first. I got rid of the whole Pydew Valley name of the stream just because characters and such, but otherwise it's basically the same besides that. But what it does do is, because when you do searches for streams, if you go to like the browse page for Factorio, I don't think it shows you the like full complete stream title. And just think of it, if you're looking at the list of people on who are streaming a game, any game, Factorio included, you're not going to be reading the full stream title. You're going to look at like the first few words of the stream title and make your decision on whether or not you're going to click to look at it. So this is just to make sure that the most important information is up front on the stream titles going forward. Outside of that, so yesterday with the kittens, we went to a pet store and we got collars and food and litter and all that other good stuff. But we got collars for the kittens. Kittens first collars. Yeah, you can just imagine how that went. Getting the very first collars on them. We don't need cages. We have that, so that's fine. And we're not keeping them in a metal cage. Just no, that we're not doing that. What we are doing is we have collars for them now. We have collars for them now, and that's good. And they reacted pretty much as we would expect them to react to the first time having collars put on them. They went crazy. They went nuts, completely bonkers when they first got the collars on. Completely bonkers trying to get them off. Like, what is this thing? And they both have little bells on them too, so the collars make noise when they move now, which was another thing that I'm sure annoyed them greatly. But that they have their collars now, they will get used to it over time. But yeah, the cats, we don't have cages. We have a carrier that's big enough for both of them. That's what we have, is a carrier, but no, we don't keep them in cages. They can roam around the house. They are indoor only cats, and they roam, and they go into a bedroom to sleep at night, and they're closed in a bedroom to sleep at night, but otherwise they have mostly free reign to any place that has an open door. A lot of doors are closed. But yeah, don't keep cats in cages. That's cruel and unusual punishment. Anyway, let's get into into the game. Game. Uh, Capture? There you are. Hello, game. Welcome. I did a lot of things. Small things off screen. No, there's a difference between a cage and a carrier. There is actually a big difference between a cage and a carrier. There are people who have literal metal box cages that they keep their cats in and don't and only let them out for very specific periods of time. It's not nice to do that to a cat. But anyway, we already had a carrier because we've already had a cat. We had a really big cat, and right now they're kittens, so we have one carrier that's able to fit both the kittens. We will need to eventually get another carrier to have one for each, just in case only one needs to go to a vet, or maybe we need to take both of them and they have separate appointments or something. But anyway, so they have collars. The girl has a purple collar, and the boy has a black collar with white moon and stars. Moons and stars are in white on a black collar, and it it looks nice for them. It fits them, I think. But they're very scritchy. They wanna scratch their necks because of the collars now. Quite a bit. But anyway, hello. Welcome. So this is basically all new from off screen. This is modules. All of this is for modules. And this is what I have done, is set up modules. Let's continue with our A-bomb tech at this point. Of course, I have been stopping the currently active research so that I can do off-screen stuff without getting too far ahead of where we are on the stream lately. So I have a few beacons at this point created. A few Mark 1 basic beacons created at this point, remembering that Bob's Modules doesn't only add modules, it adds additional tiers of beacons. I think. Beacon! Or at least it changes the basic beacon. Yeah, so there is an effect transmission 2 and 3 with Bob's Modules. Are there more than one type of contact? No, it's all gold contacts. It's just these module contacts that require copper and gold. Now, there are other things that require gold. In particular, the module logic boards require gold, as well as the module processor boards require gold. So these require gold. I'm just making all of these basic things: copper, plastic, tin, copper, gold, copper, plastic, tin for the main boards, and then plastic, aluminium for the cases. And of course, all three of these. There are 2 more levels of these, of each one of these 5. Just accruing the speed, effectivity, productivity, pollution, cleaning, and producing modules. So we don't really need pollution producing. Note that each one of these 5 things are 2 circuit 1s and 2 circuit 2s and a PCB2 and a unit of solder. Just so we're clear, each of these is 2 circuit 2s. Like each of these is 2 circuit 2s, and then there's 2 upgraded forms of these. Like, really? Yeah. Maybe there should be crude contacts for the initial ones. Yeah, maybe using copper, tin, or something like that. Yeah, I would agree. There should probably be something that is lower tier level than using the gold. But think of the balance of because this is balanced for Bob's playthroughs, right? And gold is not as difficult to get to with Bob's Angels as is here. So I have a few module labs. These are separate entities completely, and it takes all of these things as science. So I can start doing module science if I really wanted to including I could take this one because note that this is 4 of the 5. I think at one point, Bob completely got rid of all of the module producing requirements on all of this. This used to require module producing on it, but yeah, that's gone now. Because no one used it. For some reason, no one used modules that add pollution to buildings. Just for some strange reason, no one actually used modules that actually make buildings produce even more pollution. Anyway, this is all Mark II, by the way. All of this, just to mention, all of these washers and soil extractors were Mark I. They are now Mark II, and they are going into additional silicon production because I was a little bit lacking on my silicon production. These used to exist for producing a bit of iron oxide, but I now have a dedicated factory for iron oxide, so I have repurposed stuff for that. I have repurposed into silicon at this point. Down here, we've got an additional Zogna bacteria in a Mark II incubator. I have decided to bring in a whole bunch of petri dishes from my train network. I've added a few things to the train network here. Also, apparently, I didn't have a raw fiber in, so that's been brought in now. Yeah, just there's a few things that have been added into here, and you'll notice lubricant. So organic solvent, ammonia, cyanic. We did those the other day, and I did these off screen, going into the previous stream, and finished cyanic last stream. Lubricant, though, that is a new build. That is a new build that I have done down here, and apparently I don't have radar coverage of it, but anyway, yeah. So, lube. This is steam cracked heavy into vanilla lube. That's what this is. It's a full pipe. It's 1200 per second of lube being made. So, yay, I guess. We're steam cracking, and it produces enough heavy oil to loop into the steam. So it's looping heavy oil into steam into more heavy oil. And yeah, so that's the one little build I did off screen. It's just this vanilla-ish build here. Similar to what I'm already doing in the mall. By the way, I already have that much smaller out here. Just for that. And that got rid of a little bit of a problem I had because I was actually lacking in lube for a few things. Something was being bottlenecked by lube. I completely forget exactly what was being bottlenecked by lube. Also, more fiber, more actual fiber is being produced to make sure that my one thingy of rayon is constantly moving. I have that right here. This was a bottleneck on my Circuit 2 production. The final bottleneck for the Circuit 2s, just in the form of batteries, and not having enough batteries for the Circuit 2s. Looks like I may have some other bottleneck now with these circuits. I think it's Circuit 1s. Maybe? What's the missing thing here? Let's play Spot the Difference. It is what is it? I see the diodes, I see the resistors. I see the batteries. Batteries, solder, optical fiber, resistor 2s? It's the resistor 2s. Why? Hello. What's wrong with you? Insufficient delivery of resistor 1s. Alright, that's simple enough. Insufficient delivery of resistor 1s. Pretty easy. Pretty easy fix for that. So it's these. That's the problem. You there. Plop a thingy down. Come on, bots. I know you've got them. Yeah, there we go. These guys. Yeah, I've got this. I've got this stuff. Let's make all of the things. In fact, request, like, more, just, like, lots more of stuff, because flight times matter. And that should completely and utterly kill this bottleneck here. It's making 1.2. This consumes 1.6, and I've got spare coming in. That should do it, I guess. Maybe add another one for safety. And it's moving. We'll have lots of things. Lots of things in this mall. I'm just gonna keep beating bottlenecks on this thing, and it's gonna just keep getting bottlenecked by something else until finally it'll start running constantly. Although, the batteries should still be the limiting factor here, ultimately, because with a Mark II chip shooter, it's 2 batteries per second. It's a 1-to-1 batteries into circuits, so I'm only making 1.8, and it's using 0.6 of my rayon. I'm making 0.83. So if I add another machine, it will use all of my rayon, and I definitely don't have the production to increase this further. The fiber is the limiter, because these things are supremely bad in terms of the not just the ratio of raw fiber into fiber, but they're also really slow. They're also like really slow to actually process the fiber. Yeah, it's not nice, these things. Fiber is one of those like banes of everyone's existence in the Pi suite. It's just awful. It's terrible. So, what else do I have to mention? Here, this got a little bigger. This over here got a little bigger for melamine and melamine resin production. So all of the ammonia and the cyanic is coming in via train now. All of this is coming in via my train station. So yeah, of course, no more urea being spent to make melamine. Excellent. One last thing, using urea here. Although the resin is using urea, and I've also demolished a bottleneck by adding that Zogna building that I pointed out a little bit ago. It was a bit of a bottleneck with making the urea out of this, so this is now making all of the urea it can possibly make. The manure is being brought in by train to feed this. And yeah, just all of the melamine resin. These are all Mark II buildings now, by the way. These are all Mark IIs. So I am no longer bottlenecked on the PCBs for this. And I was considering that. So the question is, after doing the high grade silver and lead, why not build a factory for circuits on the train network? I am planning exactly this. This is planned right now. I have made a plan for this. That should be Mark II. Yeah. This is on my agenda. I have been looking into this, doing an actual real circuit build. Not only for circuit 1s, I would do this for circuit 2s as well. But yeah, this is the plan going forward. The only issues here, there's a few issues with this. So this is a yellow belt of circuit 1s. Note that right now I'm making like 3 per second. Yeah, it's 3 per second max on circuit 1s. This is for 15, and if we have a look at some of the base resource costs here, we've got 22.5 iron and 54 copper per second. Copper plates per second. And 15 glass per second. I need productivity modules for this. Like, I really want to have productivity modules for this because they can get used in most of these steps. Most of them. The biggest savings come at the end with the chip shooter machines, but also all of these electronics factories. All of this stuff can be productivity moduled. And the circuit substrates. So the circuit substrate, it's using 15 per second copper just inherently to make PCB ones. And then also there's like 36 copper cables required up here in these inductors, which is another 18 copper plates per second added to this. Of course, this is also, it's using 12 for formaldehyde, which there are other methods of formaldehyde, but we're not gonna use tholins. Tholins are in the process of being changed. Could cast the copper wire, yes, from molten, and I do have molten on my train network, so I could absolutely do that to get a better value on the copper. But basically, the point here to make is I need to upgrade my copper production primarily to do this, because besides that, I haven't broken the Zogna down either yet, so there's more stuff that needs to be broken down. How much better is that recipe? Is what recipe? Please be specific in how much better. Oh, the copper cables, I'm assuming. I don't know. I haven't done the math on the molten based copper cable recipe. But yeah, high grade copper first. That's going to be the thing that needs to happen first, is high grade copper. So once I finish this build that I'm working on with the high grade lead and silver, probably going to ignore the rest of the to-do list for the moment and insert high grade copper onto this, followed by circuit 1 factory. And then at some point also a circuit 2 factory. Just because I think I am overproducing on the vast majority of stuff that's required for the circuit 2s right now. Slash could definitely add to it. Otherwise, it is 12 urea per second if going the route of the liquid manure and Zogna. That's going to be a bit of stuff. Doesn't actually look too bad. It is 4 manure And this stuff here. Also, could we get Zogna returning the empty petri dishes as well? That would be great. Like that would be fantastic if we could get the Zogna returning the empty petri dishes. Just gonna throw that concept out there. Just gonna throw that idea out there. Makes it a little more complex in terms of the logistics, but it saves the glass on this. We're already spending glass on these lamps as well. That's the biggest problem with Zogna. Again, it's just glass consumption for a biotic product. Yeah, this. I mean, I am thinking that this is fairly reasonable. Just looking at the building counts without modules right now, this looks completely reasonable to me. On all of these things, so I'm inclined to do this for the circuit ones, and noting that in no way, shape, or form am I going to be consuming 15 circuit ones per second for anything other than modules production going forward. That would be the only thing that is dramatically consuming circuit ones. It would be the modules. All right, where did I park? For one, I parked down there. It is time to complete this high-grade processing build for lead and silver. I parked over here. Hello, vehicle. I need to clean up some of this inventory. I am almost empty on stuff in this vehicle. We need to change that. We need to change that. Now, there are a few buildings, if I am remembering correctly, that I had emptied out of my inventory that I need to put back in. Oops. Huh? Ah. That explains it. Yes, Circuit 2s also use Circuit 1s. Uh-oh, I am stuck. I am stuck. Wow. Really? All that? All of that? Now why am I so full of stuff in my inventory? I don't know. I don't know what I need. What do I need? Get out of my stuff there. Oh, I guess I already took all this back. Oh, alt mode. Right. Okay, off we go. To complete the high grade, lead and silver. Yeah, and then when I do the actual dedicated circuit factories, I have to bear in mind that a lot of stuff is going to change. A lot of building counts will change as I go into modules, as I actually start producing modules. Because, yeah, it's throughput's going to be a thing that we will run into as a bit of a problem. Anyway, back we go to the silver icon, which should be somewhere. Where are you? Oh yeah, and I was looking at latex as well as a potential thingy to do as a dedicated factory at some point. Realizing that I would need, just for 10 latex, to have a pretty massive amount more route cocoons. I would need to more than double my current production of the route cocoon factory. And look at this stupid algonet. 50 stone, 40 limestone, and 50 seaweed. Like, that is a third of my seaweed factory right now. I have a seaweed factory doing 150 per second of seaweed, and this is a third of it, all by itself, just to get 10 latex. Like, this is, like, disgusting on how much stuff is required. The actual volumes of stuff required for this. And I have been looking into the DMS rubber that does 1 latex into 40 rubber as well. All right, where are you? Where's that one? It changed to lead plate for reasons. 37.5 versus 22.5. Context? What is the context there? I don't know what those values refer to, Immortal. Is that copper cable? Okay. Again, what's the reference point? Is that the oh, so I'm assuming what you mean by having that 37.5 is that's 37.5 copper cable out from using molten versus 22.5 from the equivalent amount of plates that molten makes. No? Wrong? I don't know what you're... So this is why you need to actually say what the reference point is. 45 out. Okay, so 45 cables out is what? Which is which? Plates cost 37.5 molten, whereas the molten into cables is 22.5 molten. We needed that context. Thank you. Just can't put numbers down without any sort of context whatsoever. You didn't even include units. Like, geesh. Simple things. Alright, what tech am I taking? I don't even know at this point. Let's start doing the stuff I need for actual progression. How does that sound? Yeah, module tech. Let's do a module tech. This will probably go a little bit quickly at the very beginning here. So... Let's see. So basically, yes, the molten is better than the plate. Duh. But it's better by a very specific amount. It would be 37.5 units of molten if you are doing molten into plates into copper cable versus 22.5 units of molten going directly into cable if making 45 cables per second. And if we do that math, that is what is that difference? 37.5 versus minus 22.5. That is a difference of 15 molten per second. So, yeah, over that initial value times 100, that's a 40% difference. Oh, that would be a 40% difference. Bleh. What? What next? This one? This one. Sure. Alright, so I've gone through all the basic stuff here on this actual part of the build. Now I need to get through... Did I end up doing the filtration media request? Yes, I did. Good. Good. And over here, I did the... Yeah, I did that. I did that. So this is the soda ash solution and the graphite. It's only one graphite? Yes, it is. Wow. So that just leaves the lime, oleochems, and Z3 reagent. I guess it will start with lime. And, well, you know, the coke is over here, so I guess I'll leave it over here and just do like the lime down right below it. Sounds like a plan. We'll pin that. So here's the thing about the logistics part of that, Immortal. If I look at my copper production, here's my copper production. I have a train for molten. Can I now get both silver and lead from the same process? Okay, so it's interesting because it is the exact same process, and it has always been the exact same process. You just get to choose whether to do silver or lead. You just choose whether it's silver or lead. It is split here, but and then from high grade, it's a slightly different way of getting the molten out of the high grade. Slightly different method of molten from high grade, but otherwise, yeah, they're the same on the back end. They are identical on the whole back end, and even the initial silver is lead dust into silver. Here, it's lead dust into silver, hot air recipe / into molten plates for the lead. And as far as I'm aware, they've always been that way. Both silver and lead from the same process, just slightly different methods at the tail end. Now, high grade used to give both lead and silver out. So for these, yes, in the past it used to give both a high-grade lead and a high-grade silver, so you would always end up with equal amounts of both, which caused problems logistically. Because you would, generally speaking, always be backed up on lead and would have to then void your lead, the high-grade lead, to keep the silver production going. But now they are split. So why do I have them together in Hell mod is just because I want to make sure that I have the infrastructure in place in order to actually process everything. If one's backed up and the other gets all of the previous things. So all of this silver lead concentrate, I'm making 1.61 silver lead concentrate. I'm currently planning out half and half as it initially starts producing stuff, but eventually it's going to get backed up on something. Something will eventually back up. Do I just keep going down speed, or do I just start going into productivity? I think I'm going to start going down productivity. Speaking of which, I probably don't actually have enough graphite in here. No, I'm going to assume that it would just need more of this, and I've already doubled. Yeah, it's already taken into account everything that I wanted to take into account.